Zach Siegel is the president of the Boston University College Republicans. We talked to him in September after Charlie Kirk was killed. Siegel is now claiming on social media that he is the reason ICE showed up at an Alston car wash earlier this month and hauled off 9 employees. Siegel posting on X, "I've been calling ICE for months on end. This week they finally responded to my request to detain these criminals. As someone who lives in the neighborhood, I've seen how American jobs are being given away to those with no right to be here. Pump up the numbers."
It's frankly appalling to see.
Let's pause right here for a minute. Let's go back to that email or whatever, his tweet that he posted right here. This is ridiculous. And when I see videos and I see people so strong and so like head on these whole ICE policies, like it never ceases to blow my mind. He says, "I've been calling ICE for months on end. This week they finally responded to my request." My point is, right? And I get it. He's talking about, oh, they're stealing our jobs and all these different things, right? Like, but in the end of that, he's saying pump up the numbers, which it invalidates everything that he's saying right before, because you want to pump up the numbers. It seems like there's some alternative motive behind it. And by all means, I'm not trying to send any kind of hate the way, Zach's way. I'm just saying at the end of the day, this situation is blowing my mind at this point. But let's finish the rest of the video.
Pump up the numbers.
It's frankly appalling to see somebody that's proud of destroying an entire family, an entire community. These people, all 9 of them, no criminal records at all, yet he's referring to them as criminals.
Todd Pomerleau is the attorney who represents the 9 detainees, 5 women and 4 men. He says Siegel, who was born in London and schooled in the UK, according to the BU Athletics website, certainly can exercise his First Amendment rights here in the U.S. But Pomerleau finds his arguments ironic.
He's talked about how these jobs are being taken by 9 people working at a car wash. Well, he's taking up a college student seat who's from America by his same rationale.
The 9 workers were detained on the morning of November 4th. Pomerleau says many of them do hold legal status and valid work permits that they were never given a chance to produce.
They were grabbed and thrown in a van, never given any opportunity to explain.
So he's not even an American citizen right now? Like, what are we... Guys, this is how bad it has gotten. This is how bad it has gotten within America right now, guys. The fact that this guy, he is born in England, by all means, I'm open and welcoming arms for him to come into the United States, especially if he's just here on a work visa, which, by the way, the Trump administration is not even promoting. They don't care about work visas, apparently, with the whole raid that they had within Augusta, Georgia, with the South Korean, which we talked about multiple different times. They don't care about that. And to see that he's here on a work visa, seriously, come on, guys. Like, I cannot make this up whatsoever. And this is why people say that it's hate. They don't say anything else aside from it is hate driven, decisions that are being making within the country right now, because there is no reason this random car wash, and I don't know what city it is. Maybe I missed it earlier, but this random car wash, and looks like it's in a gas station, is taking jobs. There is no way. There is literally no way that this was the reason why they called, guys. And this is the frustrating part, but we got a little bit of ways to go.
Who they were, where they're from.
Zach Siegel did not return our request for an interview or comment. The BU student is an intern for Republican candidate for governor Brian Shortsleeve, a strategist for the campaign, telling us tonight, "We don't answer for anyone else's social media but our own, especially not a volunteer intern." Brian has been clear that he supports enforcing our laws, including our immigration laws, and he supports due process. Now, Todd Pomerleau says that 4 men are being detained, and they are in Plymouth. 4 of the women are being held in Vermont. The 5th is in Texas. He says at least 5 will have a bond hearing next week. We did reach out to Boston University for comment tonight and did not get a response.
And now you have families who are being separated amongst this entire situation, right? Like, you have families who, if y'all know, when ICE probably came to that facility, they just saw color. They majority of time when they are going out and doing these whole operations, they only see color. They don't care about who the person is, where they are from, and all these other different things. They see where you are from, or not even where you're from. They see what color you are, what you look like, and what are you doing, and then they take you and you're gone. As a matter of fact, y'all heard it. They separated the families. in separate states. Who knows if these are people who are all together, who are all one family, who owns this shop. And this is, oh my God. But anyways, people are talking about this, and I can run my mouth and babble all along. Let's just dive into this, y'all.
A BU student says he called ICE for months to get them to raid an Alston car wash. Zach Siegel, who's the president of the BU College Republicans, called the workers working there criminals, and he said he'd been calling ICE for months before the raid actually happened last week. Quote, "As someone who lives in the neighborhood, I've seen how American jobs are being given away to those with no right to be here." The attorney for these workers has said that many of them have legal status, that they had valid work permits to be working there that day, and that they should be released. It's also not clear whether his calls were actually the reason for ICE to raid the car wash. We reached out to ICE to see if they'd be able to confirm, and they declined to comment. So after the raid, the community in Alston rallied around a lot of the workers. They've held vigils, they've raised thousands of dollars in their support for legal fees. BU declined to comment about Siegel's statement specifically. The executive vice president of BU student government said that although he supports free expression for students, that Siegel and the College Republicans are not representative of the wider BU community on this issue. People online have had a very polarizing response to Siegel's comments, especially after he doubled down early this morning. He said, "We have to stand up for this country," end quote.
Yep, and this is the problem, guys. And I don't know. Like, I don't even know. And I think and at this point, honestly, even Trump, I think, well, I don't know. Trump would probably support this whole stance. So it just sucks. And there are many videos, countless videos. I might actually throw them on after this, but people are furious and people are in the uproar and talking about this situation. Like I said, I'm not saying any kind of hate his way. Please do not reach out. Please do not DM him or whatever case is, because it's pointless. There is nothing you can say right now because this is all over the news as we speak. So at the end of the day, people have their thoughts. People have their reasons for everything. And it sucks to see that this is where we are right now. But at the end of the day, this is America.
How are you proud that you are ripping away people from their families? It wasn't like the people that working on the car wash were criminals. They were legally okay to work there. You think it's like cool to be like, yeah, I was the one who called. This doesn't fucking make you look cool. This tale of lonely men epidemic happened because a lot of these men were falling in the alt-right pipeline, and women aren't attracted to that. Of everything that you could do in your life, like, you're college educated students, like, you should be going to parties, you should be doing meetups, you should be studying, like, this is your priority?
Zachary Siegel said he had been, quote, calling ICE for months on end, quote, to detain these criminals, unquote. 5 women and 4 men were detained in the raid, and according to their attorneys, many of them hold legal status and valid work permits.
There's some question about whether or not he's a U.S. citizen. He grew up in London, right? He was born in Florida, which one presumably I think would make him a citizen, but he grew up in London. Someone else said, how is somebody from Britain the head of the college Republicans at BU? But it's just, I think it's the abject cruelty of all of this.
Yeah.
It is the cruelty and the bragging about it.